Ananda approached Buddha under the Bodhi tree, his eyes filled with frustration. Seeking wisdom for his restless mind, Buddha greeted Ananda warmly, sensing the weight of unspoken struggles that his disciple carried within his heart and soul. "Ananda, tell me what troubles your mind," Buddha asked gently, his voice as soothing as the rustling leaves above. Ananda lowered his gaze, ashamed of his inner turmoil that seemed to consume every thought and action in his life. "Master, I cannot escape the burden of seeking perfection. Fearing every flaw betrays my efforts," Ananda confessed hesitantly. Buddha nodded slowly, his serene face reflecting a deep understanding of the nature of human struggles and aspirations. "Perfection is like the horizon, Ananda," Buddha began, his voice steady. "The closer you move, the further it retreats." Ananda listened intently, captivated by the simplicity and profoundness of Buddha's metaphor. As though clouds parted in his mind, the lotus does not despise the mud, Ananda. It thrives amidst imperfections, embodying growth and resilience, Buddha explained softly. Ananda raised his head, his curiosity sparked by Buddha's words. Yet his doubts still lingered in the corners of his heart. "How can I embrace my flaws, Master, when they overshadow the beauty of my work?" Ananda questioned earnestly, seeking clarity. Buddha gestured toward a lotus pond nearby, its flowers floating gracefully on water, unaffected by the dirt beneath. "Ananda, gaze upon these lotus flowers," Buddha said. "Do they shrink away from their roots or bloom despite them?" Ananda observed the flowers attentively, realizing their beauty emerged not in spite of, but because of the mud below. "Master, does this mean my flaws can nurture my growth, rather than hinder it?" Ananda asked, his voice tinged with hope. "Exactly, Ananda," Buddha replied. "Flaws are lessons wrapped in disguise, guiding us toward wisdom, patience, and self-acceptance." Ananda's shoulders eased, the heaviness slowly dissipating as Buddha's words resonated deeply within his heart, offering a path to peace. "Master, why do humans chase perfection if imperfections hold such wisdom?" Ananda asked, his curiosity expanding like ripples in water. "Imperfection challenges us, Ananda. It mirrors the transient nature of existence, urging us to adapt and learn," Buddha answered. Buddha's words stirred memories in Ananda of moments when failure taught him perseverance and creativity beyond ordinary understanding. "Master, is it possible for imperfection to coexist with excellence in our endeavors?" Ananda asked, eager to embrace new perspectives. "Indeed, Ananda, excellence is not the absence of flaws but the ability to transform them into strengths," Buddha replied. Ananda reflected silently, absorbing Buddha's wisdom, and realizing perfection was not a destination but an evolving journey of self-discovery. "Master, how can I train my mind to accept imperfection without judgment or resistance?" Ananda asked, seeking practical guidance. Buddha extended his hand toward the earth, picking up a small stone covered in dirt, holding it for Ananda to see. "This stone has imperfections, Ananda, yet within lies its essence. Focus on essence, not surface," Buddha instructed, his voice calm. Ananda studied the stone, acknowledging its rough surface without disdain, appreciating the simplicity and truth it held within itself. "Master, how do I reconcile imperfection in others while striving to support and uplift them?" Ananda asked, his thoughts expanding. "Begin by reconciling imperfection within yourself, Ananda. Acceptance grows outward from within," Buddha replied with a radiant smile. Ananda felt his heart lighten as Buddha's wisdom illuminated paths of compassion he had overlooked. In his pursuit of perfection, "Master, is it possible to find beauty in imperfection itself, not just in overcoming it?" Ananda asked, eager for enlightenment. Buddha pointed to the skies above, where clouds danced and shifted shapes. Their imperfections a masterpiece of transient beauty. Observe the clouds. Ananda. They are fleeting, incomplete, yet their dance inspires awe. Imperfection itself holds divine artistry, Buddha replied. Ananda marveled at the skies, his mind awakening to the profound beauty hidden in transient, imperfect forms surrounding human existence. Master. How can we balance effort and acceptance while striving for growth in imperfect conditions? Ananda asked thoughtfully. Balance lies in intention, Ananda. Strive to grow, not to perfect. Acceptance transforms effort into meaningful, graceful action, Buddha instructed. Ananda committed Buddha's teachings to memory, his heart swelling with gratitude for guidance that calmed his restless, striving spirit. Master, how can I share this wisdom with others struggling under the weight of perfectionism? Ananda asked, wishing to spread compassion. Teach through example. Ananda, live with mindful acceptance. Imperfection shared without shame inspires others to embrace their truths, Buddha replied. Ananda vowed to practice Buddha's teachings, transforming his mindset and actions, planting seeds of self-acceptance in his daily life. Master, will imperfection always feel burdensome, or can it become a source of liberation? Ananda asked, exploring possibilities of freedom. Imperfection liberates when embraced. Ananda, it frees us from illusions of permanence and control, aligning us with the truth, Buddha answered. Ananda's heart resonated with Buddha's wisdom, like the ripples in water harmonizing with the gentle wind under the Bodhi tree. Master, does imperfection teach us humility or elevate us toward greatness? Ananda asked, his mind exploring nuances of transformation. Imperfection reveals both. Ananda, it humbles us with life's transient nature and elevates wisdom gained from overcoming challenges. Buddha replied. Ananda sat silently beside Buddha, his doubts dissolving into calm understanding. Feeling centered and at peace with himself, the Bodhi tree swayed gently above, as though acknowledging the harmony Buddha's words inspired within the hearts of all disciples. Master, I feel unworthy of such wisdom. How can I overcome this self-doubt? Ananda asked, his vulnerability laid bare. Self-doubt arises when we measure worth by unattainable standards. Ananda, worth comes from simply being and striving, Buddha reassured. Ananda's mind felt lighter, freed from chains of perfectionism that had weighed him down for countless days and restless nights. Master, will imperfection continue to challenge me, even with these lessons? Ananda asked, anticipating life's enduring complexities. Challenges are gifts, Ananda. Embrace imperfection anew with each challenge. Wisdom is infinite. Growth blossoms continuously, Buddha advised. Ananda bowed deeply, his heart swelling with gratitude for Buddha's teachings that transformed his struggles into pathways toward inner peace. Buddha smiled, aware that Ananda's journey toward mindful acceptance had just begun, unfolding like petals of a lotus flower. Another day, another sunlit moment in the village. Buddha arrived at the market square where bustling activity filled the air. Among the crowd was Samadhi, a potter whose hands trembled with frustration as she cradled a cracked clay pot. Master, please help me, Samadhi said, bowing low before Buddha, her voice heavy with the weight of self-doubt. Buddha's calm eyes met hers, sensing her inner struggle. What troubles you, Samadhi? He asked, his voice as gentle as rain. Master, I have tried countless times to craft the perfect pot, yet everyone ends up flawed, she confessed. Buddha reached out, taking the cracked pot from her hands, examining it carefully with a curious, unjudging gaze. This pot holds more than clay, Samadhi. It holds your efforts, your intention, and your story, Buddha said thoughtfully. Samadhi's eyes welled with tears as she listened, her frustration momentarily softened by the weight of Buddha's compassionate understanding. How can I find peace, Master, when my work feels so inadequate? Samadhi asked, her voice trembling with emotion. Buddha placed the pot on the ground before them, then gestured to the earth. Samadhi, what is this ground made of? Master, it is made of soil, stones, and countless imperfections, she replied hesitantly, unsure of Buddha's intent, and yet it supports the trees, the flowers, and even as, Buddha said, imperfection sustains life. Samadhi gazed at the ground, her mind beginning to open to the possibility of embracing the flaws in her creations. Master, is it wrong to desire perfection in our work? Samadhi asked, her voice filled with genuine curiosity. Desire is not wrong, Samadhi, Buddha replied, but attachment to an unattainable ideal causes suffering and blinds us to truth. Samadhi's heart stirred at Buddha's words, as though an inner veil was being lifted to reveal a deeper understanding. Master, how can I learn to accept my flawed creations as worthy? She asked, seeking practical wisdom to guide her. Buddha picked up a small pebble from the ground, holding it in his hand. What do you see, Samadhi? It is a pebble, Master. Rough and uneven, Samadhi answered. Her eyes focused on the simple object in Buddha's hand. Buddha smiled gently. To some, it is flawed. To others, it is unique, a part of nature's vast, imperfect masterpiece. Samadhi's perspective shifted as she considered the pebble, no longer seeing it as merely imperfect, but as inherently whole. Master, does this mean our work's value lies not in its perfection, but in its authenticity? Samadhi asked thoughtfully. Yes, Samadhi. Authenticity reflects the essence of the Creator, transcending the illusion of perfection, Buddha explained with a serene tone. Samadhi felt a flicker of hope igniting within her heart, inspired by the profound simplicity of Buddha's teachings. Master, how do I balance striving for excellence while embracing imperfection? Samadhi asked, navigating the complexities of her craft. Excellence arises from dedication. Samadhi, not flawlessness, Buddha replied. Strive with care, but release the grip of perfectionism. Samadhi reflected on Buddha's words, realizing her pursuit of perfection had overshadowed the joy and meaning of her creative journey. Master, how do we overcome the fear of judgment that imperfection often brings? Samadhi asked, voicing an unspoken struggle. Fear stems from comparison. Samadhi, focus on expressing your truth, not meeting others' expectations, Buddha said, his voice calm. Samadhi felt a sense of liberation growing within her, as though a heavy shackle had begun to loosen its grip. Master, can imperfection teach us humility and deepen our connection with others? Samadhi asked, seeking wisdom on relationships. Imperfection reminds us of our shared humanity. Samadhi, it fosters empathy, humility, and compassion, binding us to one another, Buddha replied. Samadhi's heart warmed at the thought of imperfection as a bridge, not a barrier, between herself and others. Master, how can I transform my failures into stepping stones for growth? Samadhi asked, her voice now tinged with determination. Failure is a teacher. Samadhi, each crack holds a lesson, shaping resilience and wisdom, Buddha said with a knowing smile. Samadhi began to see her cracked pots not as mistakes, but as chapters in her journey of learning and self-discovery. Master, does imperfection hold beauty, or is it merely a condition to accept? Samadhi asked, her curiosity deepening. Imperfection is beauty. Samadhi, it reflects life's impermanence and uniqueness, creating harmony in what seems chaotic, Buddha explained. Samadhi's eyes shone as she imagined beauty in the cracks and irregularities she had once despised in her work. Master, Can embracing imperfection lead to inner peace? Samadhi asked, hoping for guidance on achieving tranquility. Inner peace arises from letting go. Samadhi. Embrace the transient, the flawed, and find stillness within, Buddha said softly. Samadhi bowed deeply, her heart filled with gratitude for the wisdom that illuminated her path toward self-acceptance and growth. Buddha smiled, sensing the transformation in Samadhi's spirit. Like a lotus emerging gracefully from the depths of muddy waters. Master, how can we inspire others to see the value of imperfection? Samadhi asked, eager to share her newfound insight. Be a living example. Samadhi, your journey will guide others. Not through words, but through your authenticity, Buddha replied. Samadhi resolved to create and live authentically, embracing her imperfections as gifts rather than obstacles to her aspirations. The market square buzzed around them, yet within Samadhi's heart, a calm serenity began to take root and grow. Buddha departed, leaving behind not only teachings, but the seed of transformation planted in Samadhi's mind and soul. Samadhi returned to her work, her hands steady, her heart light, ready to embrace the art of imperfection with joy. Another day, another serene evening at the riverside. Buddha sat with his disciples, the golden sunlight reflecting on flowing waters. Among them was a wandering monk, his face clouded by despair as he approached Buddha, bowing low in reverence. Master, my heart is heavy, the monk began, his voice trembling. I fear my imperfections undermine the teachings I offer. Buddha's calm eyes studied the monk, sensing the depth of his anguish hidden within the folds of his uncertainty. My friend, tell me, what do you see in the movement of this river? Buddha asked, gesturing toward the flowing stream. The monk gazed at the river, observing its currents and ripples. I see constant motion. Master, never still, he answered. Indeed, Buddha replied, the river flows, adapting to obstacles. It does not pause to lament its imperfections. The monk's expression softened slightly, intrigued by the wisdom Buddha unfolded through the simple yet profound metaphor of the river. But Master, my teachings feel incomplete, like the river's ripples disrupting its flow, the monk said hesitantly. Seeking clarity, Buddha's gaze turned toward the horizon where the sun dipped lower. Imperfection is the rhythm of life. Monk, he began. It does not disrupt wisdom but reveals it, shaping us like the river carves its banks over time, Buddha continued. The monk's shoulders eased as Buddha's words began to weave a tapestry of understanding within his restless, doubtful mind. Master, how can I accept the impermanence of perfection without losing the sincerity of my efforts? The monk asked. Effort must remain sincere, monk. Let go of permanence. Strive with devotion. Knowing each ripple contributes to the river's flow, the monk listened intently, his heart gradually absorbing Buddha's teachings. Like the river absorbs the endless droplets of rain. Master, how does imperfection contribute to our teachings? Instead of diminishing them? The monk asked, seeking deeper wisdom. Imperfection makes teachings relatable. Monk, it connects us with humanity's struggles, offering compassion and authenticity, Buddha replied with a serene tone. The monk reflected on Buddha's words, realizing his imperfections might not weaken his teachings but strengthen their resonance with others. Master, can embracing imperfection transform our perception of wisdom? The monk asked, his curiosity expanding beyond his initial despair. Wisdom arises through imperfection. Monk, it allows room for growth and understanding, evolving within life's constant motion, Buddha explained. The monk bowed his head, his heart gradually releasing the chains of fear that had bound him in self-doubt. Master, how do I overcome the need to appear perfect in the eyes of my followers? The monk asked. Authenticity is more powerful than perfection. Monk, show your humanity. Vulnerability inspires trust and fosters deeper connections, Buddha advised. The monk contemplated Buddha's wisdom, envisioning himself as a guide unafraid to reveal his journey, cracks, and lessons along the way. Master, can imperfection teach us balance between humility and strength in our teachings? The monk asked thoughtfully. Imperfection humbles us. Monk, reminding us of life's transient nature. Strength arises through understanding and embracing its inherent truth, Buddha said. The monk's gaze turned to the stars beginning to shimmer above, their imperfections forming constellations guiding travelers through the night. Master, is imperfection a challenge to overcome or a truth to accept? The monk asked, pondering life's nuanced dynamics. Imperfection is both. Monk, overcoming challenges deepens wisdom. Accepting truth offers peace, Buddha replied with unwavering calm. The monk's heart resonated with Buddha's words, as though the river's soothing flow mirrored the rhythm within his being. Master, how can I guide my disciples to embrace imperfection without resistance? The monk asked, eager to share wisdom. Teach them through experience. Monk, reflect imperfection in your journey. Let your actions inspire their understanding, Buddha advised gently. The monk vowed to embody Buddha's teachings, allowing his imperfections to resonate as lessons within the lives he guided. Master, can imperfection become a source of strength rather than a vulnerability? The monk asked, seeking empowerment and acceptance. Imperfection strengthens resolve. Monk, it challenges us, shaping resilience and courage, Buddha replied with a knowing smile. The monk felt a spark of strength igniting within his heart, ready to confront life's complexities without fear or hesitation. Master, is imperfection our constant companion in the journey of life? The monk asked, seeking clarity on its enduring role. Imperfection travels with us. Monk, revealing truths at every turn. It is a friend, not an enemy, Buddha explained. The monk's mind opened to the possibility of befriending imperfection, appreciating its role as a guide rather than an obstacle. Master, how can imperfection elevate the spirit to transcend limitations? The monk asked, exploring new dimensions of personal growth. Imperfection leads to transcendence. Monk, by breaking illusions of control, fostering adaptability, and unveiling hidden strengths, Buddha replied. The monk gazed at the river's movement again, feeling its rhythm inspire his thoughts to dance with newfound freedom and clarity. Master, does embracing imperfection allow us to experience deeper peace within ourselves? The monk asked, yearning for tranquility. Inner peace arises when we release resistance. Monk, embrace imperfection as part of existence, not separate from it, Buddha said. The monk bowed deeply, his heart swelling with gratitude for the teachings that quieted his restless mind and illuminated his path. Buddha's gaze softened, sensing the transformation within the monk's spirit, as though shadows dissolved into light along his journey. Master, is imperfection a reminder of life's fleeting nature? The monk asked, exploring impermanence and its connection to human experiences. Imperfection mirrors impermanence. Monk, it reminds us to cherish growth and live meaningfully within life's transient beauty, Buddha explained. The monk felt his perspective shift, his doubts melting into appreciation for the delicate balance of impermanence and imperfection. The river continued to flow, its ripples carrying Buddha's wisdom as whispers to the hearts of those gathered under the stars. The monk departed, his steps lighter, his heart fuller, ready to guide others with acceptance and compassion rooted in imperfection. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.